So in terms of the e-commerce market in Southeast Asia, if we have a look at growth, I think everybody knows in over COVID, primarily 2 years of exceptional growth in e-com. Um, there's the red line showing huge year-on-year growth that led to all the platforms, Shopee, Lazada, and agencies like ours investing significantly in this area. We are expecting growth still year on year over the next 3 years, but that rate of growth has actually slowed down quite a lot. By the end of 2025, we're expecting 10% of all retail to be through e-commerce channels. In terms of the biggest players in Southeast Asia, we have Shopee and Lazada, which is kind of stand head and shoulders above the rest. But then also Tokopedia, and Tiki, they're also very strong local brands in the market as well. The focus markets for agencies like ours, Lazada, Shopee is the primary ones. Tokopedia Indonesia, and Tiki in Vietnam. These are the four focus ones, primarily because of the nature of them. They're what the enablers like us. We can run those stores, and they have the best marketing solutions. So these are the ones that I'm going to focus on. And for this presentation, it's probably mostly Shopee and Lazada as the primary ones. Please stop me if we have any questions as we're going through. In terms of marketplace sales, I'm sure every time you go onto Shopee or Lazada, you're thinking, oh no, it's another campaign. Somebody is selling something at a discount. There's another sale day. So marketplaces tend to split into three types of sale campaigns. The first one is brand campaigns. So that would be a brand initiated campaign for themselves. They would go to the likes of Shopee, Lazada and say, I guarantee X traffic will come to my store on Lazada, and for that, what will you give me? And Lazada might say, we will give you this extra marketing and we will give you some visibility packages, they're called. So then it's up to the brand to bring in the traffic through their own marketing pieces. So that might be a super brand day, it might be launch of a product, it might be an anniversary. Typically, brands will offer maybe a gift with purchase or a new product launch or something unique to the platform. Not the biggest of days, but these are still important types of campaigns. Then you have the platform campaigns. So this is the level below a mega campaign. So this would be your double digits. By double digits, we mean 1st of January, 2 2nd of February. I'm sure you all know that. So those are the lower level digital double digit campaigns. Then you'll have some markets which focus on payday, and other ones will have category specific days. These ones, the platforms do put some support behind them, and brands will offer better discounts than they do on their BAU days. Then we come to the platform mega campaigns, and that's really what I'm going to focus on here. So these are your major ones. We've just had 9/9. I'm sure you all saw it. It's advertised in the press. It's advertised on digital. It's advertised on TV. It's advertised everywhere, and all brands jump on it. You'll see. You can't go past Facebook without seeing 101 brands saying 9/9's coming. So these are the major ones. We're in major season now. 9/9, 11/11, 12/12. Very busy agencies like ours all over. Plus the likes of local holidays like Riot. That's also termed a mega campaign. This is where the platforms will invest a huge amount of marketing, driving extra traffic to their platforms. Therefore, all brands want to capitalize on this extra traffic. And to do that, they have to go in for big price promotions, discounting, bundling, free shipping. Free shipping is standard, it feels like now. So this is the most competitive, and this is where brands make a lot of their GMV for the year in these three major campaigns. In terms of the most common ad types you can buy, Lazada, Shopee, or all of them have a similar process to Google in terms of bid-based, keyword-based. So you go into Shopee and you type in vacuum cleaner, and you will get hundreds and hundreds of search results. Some of those are paid for listings like on Google, and some are organic. Through marketing, we can only influence the paid ones. So your first two ad positions on mobile will always be paid. So it's a bid-based system like Google. We pay for a cost per click, and on mega campaign days, those clicks cost a lot more than they do at any other time of the year. We also have platform display ads, which are standard banner ads. So we have that, which you can get anywhere on the internet, and you can buy these on a CPM basis, or you can buy them as part of a package. And the third most common type of ad is an affiliate ad. So both Shopee and Lazada have have affiliate programs already with a list of pre-approved partners. So you don't know who the partners are, but you know they've all been vetted and approved by the networks. So it's then up to the affiliate to put your product on their website in return for a percentage of the GMV that you make. So these are the most common ad types that we're working with on the platforms. In terms of the planning process, we start planning generally 3 weeks, and we call it D for D-Day. So D-Day would be your actual mega campaign. So this is the days out from the mega campaign. So about 3 weeks out, we're going to start doing our campaign, our target setting. So that's where the brands and the store management team will work together to say what is our target stores units sold and what is our GMV expectation for the sale. Then the commercial team, about 2 weeks out, will have to look at what do we need to do to hit those targets? What promotional pricing do we need to put in place? What flash sales will we need? And that's when they start working through the mechanics of what it's going to look like from a commercial point of view. And about 2 weeks out, whilst we have just 2 days later than that, we will then give into the marketing team to come up with a marketing plan. We have to say, well, what percentage of the overall GMV is marketing expected to deliver versus what the store would have gotten on organic natural traffic anyway. And then we will say marketing will deliver X and it'll do this spend by day, and this is what we expect to get by day, so that you can constantly monitor throughout the campaign period where you are versus plan. And I said 10 days, so 7 to 10 days is when we actually launch our teasing phase. This is before the D-Day. And then you have D-Day itself. So that's just the planning process we go through. If you look at the 3 phases thereafter, so once you started your teasing phase, you have teasing, the actual day itself, and then you have post-campaign. And these are 3 very distinct phases, and we do our advertising very differently in each one. We have 2 objectives: awareness and conversion, based on the channels we use and which part of the funnel, which part of the phase we're in. We have external traffic, so that is the paid for traffic that the brand will pay for on external sites. So if we run, so use the example Samsung will run some ads on Facebook driving to Shopee, but it'll be driving to the Samsung shop on Shopee, so it's Samsung's traffic, even though it's going to the platform. So the brand will be paying for external traffic to come in. Then we have the display on platform. Those are the banners we talked about. And then we have the on-platform search. And finally, we have the affiliates. So each of these is dealt with quite differently over the phases. For external traffic, the teasing period is all about driving traffic to your storefront from external sites, and also to get them to add to cart. It's not about sales at this point. It's about filling up the basket so that they're ready to convert. On D-Day itself, the external traffic, and we're now interested in them converting, so it becomes a sales objective. And post-campaign, what we would do is we would look at who did convert. Do we retarget them with different products, or do we build lookalike audiences and then go back to those external platforms with those audiences? Because there's a nice Lazada, Shopee, Facebook, and Google have a relationship with a partnership where they provide the audiences which to share across the 2. In terms of display on platform, teasing and D-Day is generally you buy a package to be part of mega sales. You buy a display package. They come at considerable expense, but that really helps you stand out on the platforms. Post-campaign, again, we would look at retargeting audiences through display banners. With the on-platform search, and this is where the most work goes into the mega days. It's on the on-platform search specifically. That's where you can pull a lot more of the levers and bid adjustments. So throughout teasing, we're looking at driving traffic. And the price we're prepared to pay for that is less at the beginning of the teasing phase than the day 1 to 2 days prior. So every day you're increasing how much you're prepared to pay for a person to come to your store. On D-Day itself, it becomes all about sales, and this is the point the brand will pretty much unleash as much budget as they can with as maximum bid as they're prepared to spend on that day. Obviously, you don't want a negative return on ad spend, but brands are often, for a certain amount of time anyway, prepared to lower their return on ad spend just to get that high GMV in. So it's all about maximizing within what a brand is prepared to pay for. And the post-campaign really for on-platform search is to run BAU. Not all brands run BAU. They just focus on campaigns, whether they're brand campaigns or mega days. But we always recommend that you have an always-on presence in search. And finally, affiliates, again, it's kind of up to them. With affiliates, you would provide them an increased commission because there's going to be competition for their real estate on their websites. If you want your brand to feature, you will increase your commission rate, and then it's up to the affiliates to promote and drive traffic. And then post-campaign, you have to bring that commissions right back down to a BAU level. So that's just the overall planning process across all the different channels. Going into more detail on the teasing phase. Lazada recently released a stat that 20% of orders that come in on D-Day have actually come from that pre-teasing period, which will be sort of up to 10 days prior. And then within this, if you think that of all the ads clicks you're buying, 65% of the ad clicks that you're buying during teasing either land on your store or view your product, even if they don't go on to purchase, you have a chance to reach them from an awareness point of view. You're providing a level of engagement and awareness that may not convert, but you'll be on the consideration list for next time. The teasing phase is also really, really good for reaching new buyers. You get a 2 to 3 times improvement on conversion rate of new buyers through teasing than you would have done if you just waited till D-Day. And you also see a 3 times higher ROAS for these new buyers. Sorry, this is another stat today. So 7 to 10 days worth of teasing is the optimal time, and that's when you see your better conversions on D-Day. For brands we've had that for whatever reason haven't done teasing, you've seen they've had a much worse D-Day than they would have done if you compared it to previous campaigns. Then the performance is definitely not as strong. So please don't miss out this phase. In terms of measuring the teasing phase, you don't expect conversions. This is all about add to cart. So that is what you use as your success metric. It's how many of your ad clicks turn into an add to cart. Is that rate strong enough? Is it better than it was for BAU? If it is better than BAU, considerably better, you might actually start to invest more money in your teasing phase. The thing with budgets for the whole of mega sales is it's good to be fluid. It's good to have budgets in reserve. If you need to bring some forwards, if teasing is doing really well for you, you upweight it. If the teasing is not doing as well as previous campaigns, you might downweight it. And then if you need to know or estimate what your sales are going to be like on D-Day, you look at your previous add to cart to checkout rate to give you a guide. Teasing is a really good way to start seeing and to work with the brand to say we are well down on previous campaigns. We may not hit our D-Day objectives, because it's really important for brands to actually hit those sales, or to know as soon as they can they're not going to hit those sales targets, to see what else we can do to mitigate on the day. Do we need to have higher discounting? What else can we do? So if we don't see high enough, if we don't expect to have a high enough conversion from that, then we need to look at other solutions. In terms of D-Day itself, we have the off-marketplace. So this tends to be Facebook and Google, specifically because of the relationship they have, where we're able to track from a user straight through to a sale on Lazada and Shopee. And then we'll phase our budgets for the day. This is a 24-hour period, basically, from midnight on the night until the following midnight. It's about making sure your budgets are phased in line with the peak hours on the mega day. It's about aligning with your promotional offers. You might have a flash sale for 2 hours in the middle of an afternoon, so make sure your external traffic is increased at this time. And we mirror the on the marketplace peak hours as well. Ideally, you'd be putting 80% of your budget into retargeting, because you spent the previous 7 to 10 days of doing teasing and add to cart, and you've got engagement, and now you're looking to convert these ones that have already interacted with your brand. The first 2 hours is critical, midnight to 2 a.m. I'm not sure how many of you stay up till midnight when you've already got your add to cart and you hit buy, because number one, you don't want the product to run out quickly, and number two, this is the best time. This is your best time for the discounts. So 40% of sales happen in those 2 hours. Stock is quite key after that. After 2 a.m., you can see that the best products have gone at that time. On marketplace, likewise, you want to increase your budgets by 50% for those first 2 hours. So all agencies like ours, brands, whatever, Shopee, Lazada themselves, whoever's running your store for you, everyone's going to be on between 12 and 2 doing whatever they can to maximize sales in this time. We optimize to a sales objective. And then for the marketing, we'll start identifying which keywords work best, which products are working best, which campaigns, and we'll tweak to push as much budget as we can into the ones that are working and reduce on the ones that aren't working. Where possible, we use automated CPC bidding, because you can think if you have hundreds of keywords, it's quite difficult to increase a bid on each one by one, and then realize 10 minutes later it's not high enough and you keep going back. So we try to use some automation, either through bespoke tools or through platform tools. And then we have to adjust our approach based on stock levels. For first 2 hours, crucial here as well. In terms of D-Day as well, there's two teams that will have to work really closely together, and it does depend if one agency like ours is doing store management and marketing, it works much more seamlessly than if store management is done elsewhere. But where you can work with the two groups together is when you get the best results. So your store management team, these are the ones with the commercial plans, and they're the ones that can drive the promotional offers. They know when to introduce a flash sale, or if they need to tweak their offer to be better. They're the ones also that monitor the back end sales. They know when a product's about to sell out or has sold out already, and they're the ones that manage the storefront. So they're actually really useful. They're a crucial source of information, because a marketing person doesn't know that we're about to sell out stock. So we marketing are going, yeah, this is doing well, getting great GMV, and then all of a sudden it pops up out of stock. So having that relationship is really key to talk to each other. So marketing manage the advertising campaigns, and they're the ones that can optimize the marketing levers only for optimal performance. And we said that. So maintaining the close coordination to deliver optimal results here is key. So in terms of what we do together, after the first 2 hours, the store management team will do a stock take. Essentially, they'll go through after the craziness has gone through. They'll say, okay, where are we now with all of the SKUs and our key products? How much stock do we have left? They will then estimate a sellout particularly on the focus SKUs, and say, right, we're running out of our top products. What are we going to promote as a backup? So before the backup's prepared, marketing may not be aware of what needs to happen. They will then be told, here's our backup SKU list, and these are our out of stock. So marketing will automatically switch what they're promoting. So when people if you're searching for a Dyson vacuum, we've sold out of one brand, but we will stop that one. So the SKU that appears essentially on the same keyword is a different SKU. It might be that we try to push the least favorable products, but we wouldn't tend to do that on a mega sales day, because this is all about maximum GMV. And then marketing will also check for any flash sales that are coming in, or other hourly promotions that might have been done by the commercial team to make up any shortfall in units sold. And it's always good to ensure you have enough budget to be able to do this. So brands which are more flexible with budget, it's great. If you have a brand that's might have run out of its budget in the first 2 hours, then you always have to try and seek more budget. Post-campaign, we will have a post-mortem. And here we really need to look at the most cancelled products and return products and work out why. Is there an issue? If it's a top-selling product, what is the problem with the product? Is this a problem that's going to continue going, and therefore I need to rethink my next mega sale, or even my BAU, to stop promoting that as a hero product? And then we also identify the top SKUs from the completed orders, because that will influence the next campaign that we do. So this all feeds into marketing, where we're able to adapt our marketing strategy for the focus SKUs. We build retargeting audiences and look at lookalikes for future campaigns as well. So it's great to build these audiences. This is the one that always buys this product, and we can go and target them in future within the same platform or within Facebook. So that's kind of post campaign. Has anyone got any questions so far? And it's not just about marketing here, because you want your brands to be seen favorably. You want the reviews to be strong. So what the store management team needs to do is really monitor delivery. It's really key that your delivery is on time and encourages repeat purchase. And also make sure the order is complete. If you've got a bundled offer, make sure the bundle is in there, or a free gift or something, because the feedback on this, you're going to get negative comments. It's not going to help when you want to promote future campaigns. And customer service is also crucial. Availability, you need customer service. They need to be available up to 7 days after the mega day. Where's my product? My product doesn't work. It's not what I expected. You need to have somebody there that's going to answer these questions and queries and follow up, because again, it gives a lot better perception of your brand. And then that helps the marketing team when it comes to promoting the next campaign. And where you can, you ensure concerns are acknowledged within an hour. So it seems like a tough target, but typically, if you're using agencies to run your store management, they have in-house they'll have in-house chat teams as well, like we do. So you do have, and these people will be working throughout the night as well on the mega days. So that you do have people to facilitate chat queries. And ideally, you resolve whatever the issue is within 24 hours. All of this helps with the brand perception and likelihood to repeat purchase or refer to friends. In terms of results from D-Day, so September 9/9, like last week, spend is in red, and I hope you can see it on that graph. So spend is quite low. You can see a little bit of a peak on the 9th itself, but what is clear here is the GMV remains relatively flat. So people still buy before sales. There might still be some discount, but there are people that will actually still buy your product and not wait until D-Day. But on the whole, as you can see, there's a massive spike in GMV and ROAS on the 9th specifically. And then afterwards, you will tend to have 2 days worth of offers still. So brands don't stop the offers necessarily. They're not as good as they were on the peak, but you might have the after party. I think that's how Lazada and Shopee have both been promoting after party on the 10th and the 11th. So you will still see GMV come in, and your ROAS is generally higher than it was in the teasing phase. In terms of hourly on D-Day, there's the midnight to 2 a.m. is the beginning bit. So that's your midnight deal hunter. These are the guys that have already added everything they want to buy in their baskets. I think I've got someone down here who looks like she does that, or does her midnight buying. This is where the majority of the GMV comes in, highest ROAS, crazy activity happening. Then people go to bed and it all tails off for a little bit, and then it picks up a little bit in the morning. And then the next spike will be lunchtime, when users are coming in and taking their lunch break, maybe just to go and see, I didn't get it last night, or I'll see if there's any flash sales come up now. So that in the middle of the day, you'll have that next spike in GMV and ROAS. And then as we progress through towards the end of the day, and having witnessed many of the WhatsApp chats with my brands, there's a bit of panic. We haven't hit our targets. What are we going to do? Let's push harder. Let's put a discount on. Let's get a better voucher. And then all of a sudden, last chance, bang, the ROAS is going to get better. So while because it's costing us less to get those audiences at the end, so your return on ad spend actually increases. So there is that last chance. Any questions there? Because I'm conscious that I've gone through this very fast. Anything from anyone before I keep going? Yeah. I should really have said that. But this is it's the growth. It's the sales value, basically. It's the gross sales value. Typical, working in the e-commerce. So what we're saying is how much does that product cost you? So how much GMV have we done at a gross level? Yeah. In terms of other things we can do to improve performance, so that's how we approach the platforms. That's how we approach the standard ad units, and working with store management from just the standard approach to affiliate search ads and display ads. There are other things we can do, and becoming increasingly some of them are live streaming will come onto is becoming much more popular now, and becoming more of a sales tactic. But the first thing we look at is to use consistent messaging. It's really important to, when you think about the consumer journey, they're seeing ads on their whole digital journey, and then they get to Shopee or Lazada, and there's often a complete disconnect from what you saw in one ad to what you see when you get to the platforms. Obviously, when you're on one of the marketplaces, the ads are designed to fit in with the platform. So there's got to be some kind of way to make sure that the ones that you see on Facebook somehow have a tie-in. The ones you see if you're running video on YouTube or something, there should be a consistent look and feel. This is just one of our brands in Thailand, GGMR. So this is how they're showing a consistent look and feel across from the Facebook advertising they do, to the banners on the site, to what they actually run within their storefront, within their own shop banner. So it makes it much more of a seamless customer journey. The user knows that they're following the same brand, and it helps with legitimacy as well, to think, okay, that product should be on the official store. And there's a clear promotional call out. Make it obvious. What are you getting? Are you getting a brand voucher? Are you getting a free product? What is it that the user's going to get? And make sure that it's a vertical first format, a mobile first vertical format, because let's face it, most of us are always are going in from mobile to convert anyway. Live streaming. So driving engagement through live streaming, it's got more and more popular now. And if you look at the likes of TikTok coming on and TikTok Shop, we're going to see a lot more live streaming, because TikTok's a video native environment. But within the likes of Shopee, Lazada, we do live streaming there as well. So you can do them typically 2 to 3 days before Mega Day. This is to create hype around focus SKUs and promotions. Or you could actually do them, or as well as you could do it on D-Day at peak shopping hours. The slight issue with doing it on D-Day is you've got people not necessarily wanting to spend 1 hour with your brand, because they've got lots of other things they want to be shopping. But it still gives you a fantastic opportunity to showcase your products and what price point you're offering at the time. It gives you a great way to show the product USP by actually demonstrating the product on camera. And it's also good to boost your live stream with paid ads, so that people know that the live stream is coming. So then we have the live stream. This is an hour video, which I won't play all of. So you'll have the intro, so the user knows that the live stream is coming up.
Okay.
And then you have them showcasing the product, and you've got the special offer banner going. It'll tell you how long you've got to play a product, if that's what you want. It'll have the price point, and you've got the person showing.
So to export manufacturing and highly durable blades with 4 extra resistant stainless
and so all the way through the scripting, she's showing the product, she's saying buy it now, special offer. Whatever it is, this is very tailored to deliver sales right now. Yeah, and so the live streams typically last for 1 hour, and you can have very time-sensitive offers. It's only while this live stream is on, or it might be for the next 2 hours afterwards.
Now, Tefal is a brand of
then you can get through multiple
an expert in blenders, which is trusted with by over 60 million consumers. Now, imagine, guys, they already.
And finally, we have the use of automation. So mega sales days are fiercely competitive. CPCs, the cost per click, you pay basically per click. Every time somebody searches the keyword and clicks on that, if it's your brand, you pay for that click. They can at least triple over a 24-hour period. At midnight, what you were happily paying, say, $1 for, you're suddenly paying 5, 6, 7. And if you think about, if your ROAS was only worked out for you at a $1 or $2 mark, suddenly you have to pay 5, 6, 7 if you want to rank at the top. You can still pay your $1, but your ads might have gone from up there on the page right down there. Like, you're going to be scrolling like that for ages before you find your ad. And let's face it, consumer hasn't really gone down to that point. So because of that, it really means that you either have to manually be on this every minute, or you might need to look at other ways to deal with it. So if you want to maintain this high ad position, you've got to constantly do it. You don't want to go over your threshold, and you want to see what increments you need to push you up to where you want to be. Some brands insist on being top positions, 1 to 5. Other brands are happy in the top 10. Remember, when you're looking at it, the paid ads in the top 10 ad slots, only 5 or 6 of those are paid, and the rest are organic. So you're going to have to keep. The lower down the rankings, you might be the 10th ad slot, but that might be position 30. The 30th actual product that you see would be a paid ad. This is really time consuming. You have multiple brands, multiple keywords, multiple SKUs. So what we want to do is use automation tools. The platforms have their own. So Lazada and Shopee provide a level of automation, but it's not tailored. It's a kind of one size fits all. Some brands it works, some brands it doesn't provide the level of automation, the level of results they need. So Lazada actually have quite a cost-effective way of bidding for automated campaigns. They let you buy what's called the first slot, but what it can't do is decide how much you're prepared to pay for that. If it suddenly if it pushes it, you can't cap it basically. If you want to go first slot, bang. Shopee as well, there's auto optimization. They have a campaigns based competitive bidding as well, but that's without caps. You say, I want to rank 1 to 3, they will rank you 1 to 3, and you can watch your wallet go from there down to there if you're on a highly competitive brand. So some brands we would actually use that for. Other brands where the margin on the product is so small, you really have to be careful on how you use the automation. For other brands, this works fine if it's not as high, if it's not too competitive. Then just let Shopee do it for you. You can just set it off, run, and you are always going to rank really well in your ad position. Otherwise, you can run bespoke tools. So specialist agencies, I will say it like ours, we have bespoke automation. We build tools specifically to focus on Shopee and Lazada, and specifically to deal with these mega sales days. It uses algorithms and rules to adjust bids, and it can be done on a brand level. So if I know I can never go above 10 Sing dollars, I prefer to be at 5, but I can't go above 10. It will rank me continuously every 15 minutes. It will automatically push up to keep the ads going higher, and then when it goes actually the competition's just eased off, it will bring the bid right back down, so that you're not overpaying for what you do if you don't have to. Then the competition comes back in. It's midday. All the brands are back in. Shoppers are back in. The price has gone up. Nobody needed to do anything. Bang, bang, bang. It automatically pushes you up, and then it goes, no, I've hit $10. I'm stopped. Can't go any further. Might alert the team. The team might make a decision and say, you know what, I'm going to go to $12 after all because I've decided that's okay. So there's a manual overlay. You can manually override what you set up. So this offers a more tailored solution versus platforms. Again, not all brands need this because not all brands want to be position 1 to 3. All they care about is, I want to spend all the money I've allocated. My ROAS my return on ad spend has to be $5, 5 times, and if that's all I care about, they just set it to run, and then the teams will just optimize to that, and it doesn't matter. So automation for ranking is only if it's really important to certain brands, and that generally comes in highly competitive categories where they actually decide that being seen and share a voice is more important sometimes than getting as high as return on ad spend as they can. So that's it for the content there. I hope that's been informative. I'm not sure how many of you work in marketing in terms of the actual spending the media campaigns, but my key takeaways would be: plan ahead at least 3 weeks. Sometimes we'll be planning for 11/11. We'll get 10/10 out of the way because it's not a mega campaign, and pretty much as soon as that's finished on 10th of October, we'll be planning for 11/11 because 11/11 is massive. And 11/11 is particularly on Lazada is going to be huge. So make sure you set your goals and your targets early, and make sure you have all teams aligned where you can align them. Then align your marketing activities with these commercial plans. Don't miss teasing. I think I've said this now. Teasing is so important. Don't skip it. It really helps with your sales on the day. Focus your budgets and optimizations on that 12 to 2 a.m. as your key point in time. If you do nothing else, just focus on those key 2 hours. And then look for faster ways to make things work. Look for faster ways to do your bid adjustments, SKU changes, do your budgets. So where you can combine automation and manual, then absolutely do it. And before anyone walks away thinking the platform's a terrible automation, Lazada does offer a completely fully automated solution, which is very good. You can put your money there, leave it there, and let it run. You just can't tell what worked and what didn't work afterwards. The level of reporting is not there. You don't know what keywords or SKUs sold, but the platforms do offer some automation. But those are my key takeaways. I think that was. Oh, and work with your store management team. If you can get your agency, even if your store management and your marketing not done in the same agency, if you can somehow get them still working together wherever they sit, then really do, because the results are actually quite conclusively improved when you put them together. I haven't been able to put case studies in this presentation, unfortunately, because the sensitivities and getting brand approval, I can't get them in this kind of format. But I'm happy if anyone wants to ask me questions afterwards. I'm happy to answer and say how things can be improved and the kind of results we get from running these campaigns. But question, yes.
You ready? I might pass it the tables. You ready? Catch it.
No pressure.
Great stuff. I have 3 questions.
Yep.
The first one is, what ads or what platforms are working to drive traffic to Lazada and Shopee for this period? Facebook, TikTok, etc. So which ones are more effective versus the others? Second is, if one is doing D2C as well as on marketplaces. So there's a company website where they are selling the stuff, but they are putting it on Lazada and Shopee too. So how to optimize what to sell where, or what offers to give where? Third one is...
Oh, can I answer? I won't remember each of the questions. Can I answer the first 2?
Yeah. Sure.
First question: which of the external sites drive the best? Look, at the moment, it tends to be Facebook because it's the most established product. They have a product called CPAS that specifically is designed for Shopee, Lazada, and the audiences talk together. That one, and it used to be the best in terms of delivering return on ad spend. It actually used to convert very well. Over the last year, we've seen it's becoming a lot more expensive to drive that traffic. Google have changed or widened their offering from what was just Google Shopping. They've made it a little bit wider now with something called Google Performance. I am yet to see all the results on that one. I haven't deep dived. 99 will probably be the best one for me to have a look at once everybody's brought all the results together, because it takes a long time afterwards. But typically it's Facebook. TikTok is new.
Yeah.
And I feel we're all, as brands, are all kind of rushing to catch up with TikTok a little bit. So there's TikTok that drives to Shopee, Lazada, and we've only done minimal ones on that yet, so it's hard to say. The scale's not there for like a Facebook is, but with TikTok Shop coming, that will change, where you will actually drive your TikTok traffic to your TikTok Shop if you have TikTok Shop.
And when you're saying Facebook, where does Insta stand in that? Or it includes Instagram?
Look, Facebook's, due to its scale, size, and just the sheerness of Facebook, it's going to be around for a long time, I think.
Facebook versus Insta. So you think Facebook works pretty well. What about Instagram?
Yes, I combine Facebook, Instagram. We report on it as a single property, but Instagram also does drive. Yeah, we split budgets, Facebook and Instagram, and then we'll optimize them, whichever one for each brand. But Facebook overall includes the Instagram within it. So it depends on the category as to which one works better.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
The second question is, if a company has a D2C platform as well as they are selling on these mega days on Lazada and Shopee, how to optimize what to sell where, what offers to run where?
Oh, that's an interesting one. Okay, so what we call DC would be what we call brand.com. Typically, the focus, and that is the focus of what we would do as a business, because we manage the stores primarily on Lazada and Shopee. So for us, we see more what happens on Lazada and Shopee. That's generally where we see brands focus their efforts, because it's where consumers go. Doesn't mean to say your brand.com is not going to have a good day, but and in many instances, a brand has more traffic and more sales on Shopee, Lazada, because that's how a consumer is used to buying. So in Southeast Asia, there's a lot of the brand.coms don't have as good traffic. That is going to change, and it depends on the brand. But from the ones we see where we manage both at the moment, Shopee, Lazada still have the higher sales. But part of that, as I say, will be by the nature of us running what we run. We are driving to the platforms because that's how we run as a business.
Okay, and the third one, very quick one.
Yeah.
So what's happening that Shopee and Lazada are becoming synonymous. So are there unique things about Shopee which a brand can capitalize on, and are there unique things about Lazada which a brand can capitalize on, so that the promotions are more suited to that particular platform? So now it's Shopee versus Lazada. What to do on Shopee which works better, what to do on Lazada which works better?
Okay, so again, it depends on the brand. Brands just have some brands naturally work better on certain platforms, but it also depends to a market point of view. So Lazada is a lot more, from a user point of view, it's much more personalized. The Lazada proposition is a personalization one. So when it says product you might like it, or even what it returns in the search listings are going to be much more relevant to you as a user from what you've done. That can make it harder for us to sell on that one because the personalization overrides marketing dollars. So even though I might go, no, I really want that person with that keyword, it's like, no, they're not. Lazada will say you don't rank high because that person, we don't deem that person from their history as wanting your brand. So we can often see, then it'll go both ways. So some brands we might say, you might spend both on an even amount on both brands, and then you might just say, I'm going to move it across to Shopee because Lazada, I can't get the same return on ad spend. But then other brands, they work really, really well. Shopee is where Lazada is really good for them. So it is totally by brand and category. Really, it's a category level one. We have because I oversee all the markets. I get a much better answer from each of the heads of marketing in each of the markets. But when I say after 9/9, I said, hey, did anyone have an issue with Lazada or did anyone have an issue with Shopee? I got completely different answers from each market. One said Lazada did really well on this category only and really badly on all the other categories. And then another market said didn't have a problem. Shopee had a problem. Lazada was fantastic. So it's really hard for me to answer that one. But generally, it's the personalization issue, which makes it harder for us to push Lazada in the way we would want it to.
Excellent. Thank you.
No problem. Yep.
Hi, Anna. Great presentation. Someone who is also a performance marketer myself, I've been following some of these things that you mentioned. It's quite descriptive, more than that I know. But in my country, there are a couple of marketplaces that I used to do performance marketing. And for the big D days, the 9/9s or 10/10s, we anticipated, the kind of a traffic flows that we're going to get and stuff like that. My question is to you, how do you troubleshoot the website crashes that happened on the D-Day? Because that happens a lot. It happened with Amazon. It happened on the biggest, e-commerce marketplaces. So when you anticipate, on your marketing strategy that this is kind of a traffic flows that we're going to get based on strategies and teasings and everything, but the website crashes, on the 11th hour, how do you troubleshoot that?
Because we're relying on Shopee and Lazada rather than our brand.coms, it's a Shopee Lazada issue, and so for them they don't. I'm trying to think in my history of a year and a half, and when I haven't of the campaigns I've seen, I don't think they've had a massive outage on D-Day. I want to say at all, but I do seem to remember something. I do seem to remember some panic stuff going out in the company about one of the platforms. So it's probably happened once for a portion of time, but it's widespread. So it's the whole. It's everyone. It's not you. You're not your brand. So as an agency, my 10 brands or 100 brands, whatever we have, are as impacted as all of our competitors. They haven't lost share of voice. So for us, there isn't anything we can do to mitigate it. You would hope if the platform was an issue and they needed to drive more sales because they've got commitments as well. They want the brands to sell more. They might have to then offer here's another voucher. They might make monetary. We'll give you an extra 10 on your money off. Here's some more money towards it to all brands if they needed to make good to get some of the sales up. But their tech teams are there. There is 24-hour coverage from the platforms.
And that I understand, the tech teams are on it and everything, but that affects your marketing strategy. If the site goes down, the results may vary,
Okay. In the scenario it happens and we've had a really, really bad day, or we've had a bad day for a brand because the platforms had poor traffic. So we've actually seen recently Lazada have been having a lot lower traffic than they've anticipated themselves. You try to make up those sales in the rest of the month. So, and that can be a bit of more challenging for a brand because it might often mean that the brand has to discount at points they wouldn't have discounted for the rest of the month. But we will take that unspent marketing budget and we will work with the store management, or if they're not there, we will take the budget, we will reassign it, and we will see what we need to do for the rest of the month. Because we all put our targets and we all go 24 hours, go, everyone's there, plus the 2 days. And maybe that's why we're putting more emphasis on the 2 days after, now the after sales. We didn't hit targets on the 9th, but 10th and 11th, absolutely, we exceeded all of our targets generally for our brands, is what I've seen kind of coming in. So over the 3 days, you've made it up as much as possible. Otherwise, you've got the rest of the month and you need to go for it.
That's where your post-campaign strategies will come into the play. If the D-days goes, slightly different, then you can work on your post-mortem strategies.
Yeah. And it's really key to get that budget realigned really quickly, so you don't miss 5 days of going, I didn't really think about changing my BAE. You get in there the next day straight away, and you've rephased your whole budget for the month to try and do what you can. And if it's a really big miss on target, which is not generally, it's not marketing only. I mean, marketing can only do so much. You can't make people convert. Then you'll work with the store management, or you'll just say to the brand, "What are you doing, brand, to rectify this with your offers or whatever?" And we will support you through marketing. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. How much is the marketing campaign for Shopee and Lazada? What is it valued at?
On their packaged ones, or you mean just like a search campaign? How much?
Like their marketing campaigns
that they spend.
Yeah.
I have not seen how many millions, but it's significant that the Shopee and Lazada put into driving traffic. You mean, or how much brands are spending on Shopee and Lazada once they're there?
What do you mean by brand spending on?
So brands like Samsung. So Samsung will come to us and say, "Here's my $10,000 for the month. You go and spend it however you need to spend to get sales." So that's Samsung buying the traffic and or optimizing on Shopee Lazada. Then you've got Lazada saying to the whole of Asia, 99's coming. Here's my TV ad. Here's my YouTube ad. Yeah. So there's that. So I'm not sure which one you're asking. How much people are spending?
Like the total value, I guess. You don't know?
No, they don't. The platforms themselves don't typically say how much they spent on advertising, because I think if they have a bad sale, it doesn't look very good on what they've done.
And which one has a bigger marketing campaign, Shopee or Lazada?
They alternate by days. So 11/11 is when Lazada are going to go big. Apparently, I think Shopee put more promotional money behind 99 just gone. Certainly that's from my point of view in Malaysia. That's what I've seen. It's what I've heard from other markets. So they focus, I think, on slightly differently on which is the best mega for them.
Okay, thank you.
Plus, they both got financial issues at the moment anyway. So there's going to be an interesting one on how they proceed going forwards.
Yep. My question, I'm a bit curious on live streaming, right?
Yep.
Like the live shopping part. What numbers do you see, and what kind of content works? Which categories work specifically, and in what duration do you see? What kind of numbers approximately? Just super curious on live shopping.
Look, it's only just becoming more about sales. Before it was more about viewers, and if you were happy if you kind of got 5,000 plus views. It works very well in the categories like Tefal, like I showed you, where it's the kind of small home appliances work very well. And I would say it's still quite a small market. I was looking at the time, I have 14 seconds. It's small and it's growing, but I think what you're going to see is a change with TikTok Shop. You're going to see completely different brands doing it. You're going to get a lot more fashion, I would say, doing it. Where they haven't done so far. So it's it's hard to say the numbers. Really, it really depends by the category, depends by the market.
So are your conversion rates better on live in your ROAS for that matter? Is that better on live versus a regular Facebook spend or?
Wouldn't be comparable. So live stream, the cost of a live stream generally, and depending where you place it, and if you've had how much it's cost you to place it, if you've gone on say Shopee Lazada to do it, your return on ad spend is going to be better on your Facebook display ad that drives traffic than it is on your live stream. But they're doing different things. We have to think that we are using a live stream to get people over the line more then it is used for a very, very different thing. It is more of an engagement. It's more of that mid funnel that's going to convert. But your Facebook ad is literally go buy me now, bang.